Hey everyone, Draco Prime 220 here. I just want to make a small video and talk about Jhonny Cage. I understand, first and foremost, I'm used to the Jhonny Cage that we usually get. Funny, sarcastic, smug, some one-liners, I get it. I do know the way Jhonny Cage was done in this movie threw some people off, saying they wanted the younger, wisecracking, Jhonny Cage with the one-liners. I get that. But first and foremost, I do personally think Jhonny Cage will be more like that in the third movie, with being the funny one. Because I know a lot of people think that once again, Kano stole the show when it came to one-liners. I have to actually agree, and, I get it. That's Jhonny Cage's thing. Sorry, my cat is trying to... No. Get. Sorry, my cat is just being kind of bold tonight. Here he is. Spyro, will you knock it off? I'm trying to make a video here. Cats. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. My apologies. I do personally... Yeah, I get... Kano once again did steal all the one-liners and being the funny one of the film, like he was in the first one. I get it. But I do understand the journey they're taking Jhonny Cage on. He is, this washed-up actor. He doesn't think he matters anymore, as he says. You don't want to see an old dinosaur doing... karate stunts. I get that. I get what they're trying to tell with his story, and that's why I say that Jhonny Cage and Katana are the heart of the movie. I get it. People want the young one, the young version. I get it, but I do, like I said, I do think he will be that in Mortal Kombat 3. And I think what makes him more endearing in this movie is that he's just a man. Like he says, he doesn't have transformer arms or fire or lightning or whatever he shoots out of his hands. He doesn't have any of that. He's just an ordinary guy with good looks and sunglasses. And I think that's what makes him more endearing, and he earns his ability. Which, as if you watch my spoiler review of the movie, he gets his iconic, that green energy when he does like a kick. He gets that. And he's actually the one that, like I said in my spoiler review, he is the one that finally gives the big blow to Noob Saibot / Bihan. On a side note, I don't understand why they didn't just call him Noob Saibot, but they called him Bihan. I don't know, that kind of bugs me a bit. But long story short, the big fight with Baraka, and I have to say, I think this was the point where, this is the turning point for Jhonny Cage, where he starts to embrace who he is meant to be. And I think he needed it, and surprisingly, it works. And once again, I like how Baraka was done in this movie. Because I was expecting this growling brute, just slashing and growling and snarling. No, they actually gave him some character. They do that in the later games, but here, like, instead of him retaliating after getting a very devastating shot to the he doesn't get mad. He does the complete opposite, and that's why I liked it, because my expectations were like surprised. I'm like, and I just can't help but smile, because Baraka is impressed at Jhonny Cage's abilities, and the whole Tarkin village and Baraka are cheering for him. And I really think Jhonny Cage needed that confidence boost. But yeah, this confidence boost almost got him killed, and in a way he kind of started it, because he said a few things after Baraka originally declined the challenge, and Jhonny Cage, of course, and that's where the younger Jhonny Cage starts to come in. Like, he's gonna say something that will get you kind of ticked off, and then fists are gonna fly. But yeah, I really think that's the big turning point for Jhonny Cage, when he's got Baraka and the Tarkins all cheering for him. And the fact that it ends with Jhonny Cage, like he said, he promises he'll be back and give his knowledge. I love how it ends, and Baraka's and the children Tarkins are all sitting around the fire like, what did you say to Raiden next? I loved it. I know maybe that may throw people off because Baraka, we all know Baraka from the games, how he doesn't have really that kind of personality. He's more like a he talks, but he's like a brute most of the time, or a minion of the bad guys. I do like in the later games they do give the Tarkins some more depth. But here, I can't help it. I couldn't just help but smile seeing how Baraka reacted. First, my eyes were like, and then I just can't help but smile. But Jhonny Cage, I think this is like his journey of becoming who he's meant to be. And the big turning point, I think, also is with the fight with Bi-Han. And on a other side note, Bi-Han, we never saw him hit the lava or get impaled or anything. I think Bi-Han survived the fall somehow. Whether his shadowy wraith could come back, I don't know, maybe it can, but we'll have to wait and see. I personally think Bi-Han went away to lick his wounds and fight another day, because maybe he figured, one, he probably thought, I kind of failed at my job, so I don't want to face the wrath of Shao Kahn, and I want to get revenge on Scorpion, and I can't do that if I'm dead again. So I do get the feeling Bi-Han survived. And the other scene that really got, I think, where Jhonny Cage was starting to accept everything was when he has the Shinnok's amulet, and Noob Saibot's Wraith has him with a sickle and says, the amulet. And then he just jumps, like he was willing to accept, I'm going to jump, and if I die, I die, but if I land on this rock, I'm lucky. I really enjoyed what they did with Jhonny Cage, and Carl Urban killed it. And I think it's a very good portrayal of Jhonny Cage. Yeah, I like the 1995 one, and I get why people think Jhonny Cage should be the one making the jokes and being the one stealing the show. No pun intended. But we got Mortal Kombat 3. We'll see what happens then. But I just wanted to talk about Jhonny Cage, his little character journey of, he starts all washed up and then he becomes, I think there's a saying where you can lose so much, but then you get something so much more. I heard that saying somewhere, but it's very true. His career went down the drain. He felt washed up. He lost pretty much everything. He went to an autograph booth and no one even decided to visit him except for that one fan in the bar. But then he becomes something more. Basically, he lost so much and gained so much more. I think that's how the saying goes. If anyone knows, please let me know in the comment section down below. Yeah. Jhonny Cage, Kitana, all the way. They were the heart of this story, and I loved how the movie was done. But if you want to know any more about the movie, go to my spoiler review. It's on my channel. If you want more, and if you enjoy, please subscribe. So until next time, I am Draco Prime 220, and till next time, see you then.